Hello, I'm Faiza and I'm here presenting my internship and research experience. A vast amount of research suggests that maintaining a healthy lifestyle has a positive influence on the mental and physical well-being and academic outcomes of the students. These lifestyle habits mainly include the following. Therefore, health and physical education is a mandatory component of K-12 Ontario curriculum. Yet these statistics demonstrate that the majority of children and adolescents are not meeting the Canadian guidelines of health and fitness. Therefore, I wanted to research how can the gap between classroom instruction and student practice in health and physical education be bridged through after-school community support. If the same information is reinforced through out-of-school community programs, perhaps religious schools or Sunday schools or evening programs, will it positively shift the attitudes of the students towards healthy lifestyle behaviors? Let's look at how my inquiry question connects to research in this area. Public Health Agency of Canada suggests that community support can play a positive role in health promotion in young people. Another study showed that an after-school program was effective in the area of adolescent weight loss and BMI reduction. However, there is insufficient data in the area of health promotion, particularly in after-school community or religious centers such as Sunday schools, and how should these programs be carried out to be effective? I carried out my internship research at Pickering Islamic Center in a girls' evening program that takes place every Friday. Islamic studies is taught to girls ranging from age 5 to 15 in the program. The reason I did my internship here is because I wanted to play an active and productive role in my community. I may also have to potentially teach in a private Islamic school due to scarcity of jobs. Therefore, this experience gave me a good head start, helped me make connections, and helped me develop culturally relevant teaching approaches. Kolb's experiential learning theory primarily guided my internship and research process. The concrete experience took place in week 1 and 2 of the internship, during which I assessed the new environment and collected preliminary data. I reflected back at my experience in week 3 and 4 and formed the research question, research proposal, and came up with a plan for the sessions and started executing it. During week 5 and 6 of abstract conceptualization, I conducted further sessions, refined my research question, and wrote an annotated bibliography, which helped me connect practice with theory. And in the active experimentation stage, I collected and analyzed the final data, prepared the internship presentation, and reflected back on my experience, what lessons I learned, and what are future implications. However, it's important to note that there was some overlap between the stages of my internship. It was an intervention study which constituted 3 phases. In phase 1, preliminary data was collected to guide phase 2, in which multiple informative sessions were hosted, and this was followed by phase 3, during which data was recollected after the sessions. Although I started my research analyzing the top 3 lifestyle choices, as I went deeper into my research and I received preliminary data, my research was narrowed down to nutrition only. I interacted with students from different age groups during my internship. However, 16 girls between the ages of 13 and 16 were selected to be a part of my research sample, and their ethnicity was South Asian and Middle Eastern mainly. Preliminary data was collected through observation and a questionnaire. Here's the link to it. Results indicated that students had varied fitness levels. Majority of students participated in some sort of physical activity outside of the health and physical education class. The screen times were moderate, for example, 1 to 2 hours a day for leisure. However, the area of concern was nutrition. The majority of the students had poor dietary habits, for example, minimal intake of fruits and vegetables, increased consumption of refined carbs and sugars. Therefore, I concentrated my research around nutrition. In phase 2, I held 15-minute sessions on nutrition each week for a total of 4 weeks. Some of the things discussed were Eat Well Plate Model, healthier snack alternatives, and meal planning. The same questionnaire was used to recollect data to assess change in the eating pattern after the sessions. The results showed that there was a minimal change in eating habits, mainly snacks. However, there was a significant change in how the students perceived healthy diet to be. Another survey was conducted to assess the efficacy of the program and to receive feedback for the future. Here's the link. Results indicated that majority of the students found it quite useful as most of the information was new. They said They made some changes in the diet. They see a benefit if a program like this ran throughout the year, and they also feel parental sessions should be included. So looking back at my initial question, which is how can the gap between classroom instruction and student practice in health and physical education be bridged through after-school community support? It's important to remind that my findings are with respect to healthy eating habits specifically. Here are the key findings. There is a need for these programs in after-school community centers. To bring a long-term permanent change in student habits, these sessions should be ongoing and the program should run throughout the year. However, from this internship and through other after-school kids religious programs that I have been to in the past, I have realized that they are quite crunched for time, as they have to cover a curriculum in a limited amount of time. Therefore, one feedback that I received is to train teachers to take a holistic approach when teaching religion and integrate aspects of physical and mental health and healthy eating within the regular lessons and class times, as opposed to hosting separate sessions. Parental sessions are extremely important since parents make a lot of the health choices for their children. There are a few limitations to my research. Number one is time. I only had 4 weeks to run the sessions as the first few and last few went into collecting data. 4 weeks is a very limited time for a program to be successful in making a lifestyle difference in the participants. Most of the participants were from a narrow demographic, South Asian or Armenian Middle Eastern. Perhaps the program may have had a different impact if tried with a broader sample. Future implications. Parents play an important role in the health of children and adolescents. They buy groceries, prepare meals, and make lifestyle choices on their children's behalf. Prior research has also indicated that there is a greater efficacy of intervention programs with parental involvement. Therefore, it would be beneficial if there are programs that also run for parents to educate them so that they can support their children in their attempts to change health behaviors. Now let's look at what I intended to learn from this experience and if my learning goals were met. Number one, the intention of my research topic was to promote health and physical education and examine the role that after-school community centers can play in this. Although I was unable to make a significant difference in their lifestyle, there was a positive change in the perception of a healthy diet. Develop culturally relevant teaching approaches. I think it's a work in progress. I have learned a few strategies which will be helpful if I teach in a private Islamic school. Grow as an educator and an individual in the area of health and physical education. I have been making a conscious effort to make healthier choices, more so for my daughter than myself. I identify my personal areas of strengths, weaknesses, and needs. Again, this is a work in progress. The feedback that I have received from the students and staff in the program and that I will receive from my peers and instructor is valuable, and incorporating it in my teaching will help me refine as a teacher. Overall, this internship and research has been a good learning and reflective experience for me. Here are my references. Thank you for listening to me.